This is Mile High.
Do I want to tell the story or do I want to show the message?
You've got a lot of work to do between Mile High.
The time has come where we can know
we have a responsibility, an ethical and moral responsibility.
We have to do it better in order to move people along.
Up, down, inside out.
If you get your mind right, it is not. It is a receiver of thought. Because love is my first technique.
it's now time for the show.
Ah, there he is. I can't believe it. In the flesh.
I know the assignment, Danny. Let's fucking go.
Double aces. Wow.
That's it, baby.
Out. Going Vegas style. I am so glad to be with you. I'm so glad you're going to be on higher ground. You don't make it out to Colorado that often, do you? Or do you?
Not often as I want to, and full disclosure, every time Mile High's come over the last 10 years, it was always around my kid's birthday and stuff, and now he's 21, so he can deal without daddy being home for his birthday.
Well, I am so thrilled to be here live with you. We got people joining live. Look, if you're watching live, give this a wave, or whatever it is, a heart, and let us know where you're watching from. And let us know if you're going to be a Mile High. Let us know where you're watching from in the comments and share it. Okay. Hey, Dan, now you said to me, like, you don't say yes to lots of, speaking engagements. Actually, you say no to like almost all of them, right? Mm-hmm. And I want to get into CloseForChiro and some tips for chiropractors. First, why did you say yes to being at higher ground at Mile High 13?
Danny, it has everything to do with you. I'm just going to tell you.
Okay.
You are probably the most consistent service provider for chiropractor to chiropractor in my entire career. The most consistent. And I congratulate you for that. I seriously, it's really difficult to be that consistent, from day one, Danny, day one. And so from the bottom of my heart, on behalf of the industry and the profession, I congratulate you. I thank you. I think you're doing such a fantastic job. There's so many distractions out there, so many different ways that Danny Knowles and Rochelle Knowles can go. But no, man, you just stay true to the principles. You know what you know. You believe what you believe. And you stayed the line for over, I'm going to count, 15 years, Danny.
Well, thank you for saying that.
You know what I'm saying?
I really appreciate it. You're going to make, you're going to make me tear up.
Sorry.
And,
No, stop.
A feather Daniel from New York City. That's hard to do,
Right. Because we're a bunch of scammers in New York City, man.
No, but I real that's very. I'm really thank you for saying that. That means a lot to me. I really appreciate it. So, and I am so thrilled you're going to be there. I know a lot of other people, they say, I can't believe Dan Bison. I'm going to be there just because he's going to be there. And I kind of took that personally. I thought they'd be there for me, but it's okay.
Right. I don't know if I actually believe that, but all right, cool.
but I'm super psyched to be here with you live. Now, I want people to get something because in addition to get the reminder to be on Mile High. First, should the 13 scare people?
No. I mean, it's just a number. I mean, I think the movies made the 13 number up to be bad, to be honest, but whatever.
Right. So that's why we didn't go with that number. Now, we didn't say we're Friday the 13th. We're going to make it Lucky 13, right? And Vegas and Ocean's 13 is going to be fun.
Yeah.
So now, we thought we'd say, we could do the Jason theme, but it wasn't the way to go. So,
right. That's a good move, Danny.
It's like, Friday 13th, Ocean 13. What do we do?
I would have loved to be in the room when you guys talking about that.
Okay, so now you help a lot of chiropractors, and it's actually truly impressive. It's real. I don't get impressed by a lot of people. Okay, just saying. I won't say a lot, about that, but I kind of hold my cards close about that. But not very many people impress me, but you impress me, and you working with chiropractors over, the last decade or so, what are the mistakes, the no-nos you just see over and over again when people start working? You're like, why do you do this?
Okay. Well, first of all, Danny, thank you. And I just want to say, the reason that I recognize good consistency in you, for example, because that's the same quality that I want to do in my career. You know what I'm saying? I want to remain as consistent as Danny Knowles is in chiropractic. And so to answer your question, the biggest mistakes, I mean, if we could just talk on a higher level, I'm on mile high here, so I can just let it all kind of roll out and how I truly feel about this.
Please,
Is
please.
the biggest contradiction, and I have to start with a negative, and I'll be talking about this on stage at Mile High. The biggest contradiction that I see is that we have this beautiful philosophy called chiropractic, right? And in reality, every good sound philosophy should be ageless, and it should be adaptable in every single corner of our lives, whether it's our personal lives, our family, and certainly our business. But what I'm seeing is okay, listen, I believe that the power that made the body heals the body. I believe that there's a fundamental innate intelligence that brings all things to life. Why does that stop in our business is what I'm talking about. What I feel, and this is after talking to over 10,000 chiropractors in my career over the past 11 years, okay, is that the docs who are clinically sound, philosophically on point, that deliver really good care, we turn that around, we see how they run their businesses is a complete allopathic approach. And it just drives me crazy. It just drives me crazy. If philosophy is supposed to be all adaptable in all areas of your life, maybe no one's really taught them, hey, listen, the above down, inside out principle, right? It applies to your practice too. And we can go over some examples of an outside in approach. I have too many of them, too many metaphors, right? But really what happens is, and even in chiropractic, is that has to be a shift up top, right? Where we say, what's the fundamentals here? What's normally supposed to happen? How do we let it just kind of flow instead of getting in the way, aka subluxation, right? Without giving you too many cliche metaphors here, there's just so many things that we're doing in our practices that is just so outside in, that is not based on fundamentals, that is not based on any sound philosophy, and that's what I see the biggest problem is,
Yeah, and it can be, you said it, maddening. It can be extremely maddening and frustrating. Before asking this question, if people want to get in touch with Daniel Bai, how do they do that?
I don't know. Google me. I'm kind of all over the place. But website, I'm here on Instagram, real_CloseForChiro. Email me, although email's probably the worst way to get in touch with me, to be frank. My team will tell you that. But just not me, but my whole team is very accessible. One of the things that we try to do is I never wanted to do this and feel like how I felt growing up, getting mentors. Mentors are always so unaccessible and
Aloof.
not just schedule wise, but I never could relate to them. I never wanted to be that way. So they can reach us any way they can find us.
So you're not hard to find.
Nah.
Okay, and don't be Frank. Just be Daniel. Let's just go with being Daniel. You don't have to be.
Okay,
Frank.
got it.
Okay.
Yeah. I know a lot of Franks. I don't think I have to do them.
Okay, so that being said, all right, what you just laid down, which I agree and I see, and it can be extremely painful to watch, right? What are some of the things that you see in the most successful, like when they get on track and you're like, the most successful, impactful chiropractors, when you say, oh my God, thank you, you adopted this and went in that direction?
Again, from a higher level perspective here, without getting too granular, it's the docs who have successfully gotten into the perspective of the people that they are serving, as opposed to only being in the perspective of the chiropractor. For example, we understand the tenets of chiropractic. We know that they're beautiful. We know that there's very little holes that we can poke in it, which is a fundamental evidence of a good sound philosophy. But your patients are not there. We are not, as my good friend Jean-Marc Slack says, it's not age appropriate, right? There's age appropriate forms of communication that we need to be exercising with our marketplace, right? Even though we are holding true to the tenets of chiropractic. So for example, someone comes in with an acute lower back. I mean, I understand that there's a fundamental blockage in the nervous system that's creating the innate intelligence to express symptoms at that level. I get it. Okay, I get it. But that's not really what the patient understands. So the calm channels need to be simplified enough to stay, number one, true to your philosophical tenets so that you're actually exercising what you believe, right? And how you were trained. But number two, package that communication calm channel so that it's consumable to the person across from you. And then once we make that connection, we rise the tide together, as opposed to the hoity-toity, highly philosophical, highly technical chiropractor here, clueless patient about health and wellness here, makes sense? And then they miss each other. This is where we get I got to go home and think about it. This is where you get it's too expensive, or it's not worth the drive, or all the objections that docs are getting every single day. And unfortunately, the docs are thinking, oh, it must have been something I said. Yeah, it was, right? It was. You take responsibility for everything that you do, right?
Right.
And if patients are not seeing that you are a value and a solution to their problem for higher health and wellness, then that's a you problem. That's not a marketplace problem.
I got to say something, are you saying that you have seen people that are super philosophical, like top level in the art, and then not do well in business? Is that what you're saying?
I said sarcasm there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got the Bronx sarcasm. So just
yeah.
So you know.
But dude, but Dave, we joke about it. But how heartbreaking is it?
It is. I do
heartbreaking.
network, and I see it in network that like are incredibly skilled, and then I'm like, what are you doing? And the loss is not you. I know we want to say the loss of us financially, but it's the people that don't get care, that are waiting, looking for a solution and looking for a different life, and don't get care from this extraordinary practitioner that doesn't even know they're in their town.
Yep.
Or something like that. And it's not about us, but those people that end up not gaining what chiropractic is. So, and let me ask this now, and by the way, this is what Mile High is for. And I said, somebody said this not to me on an interview yesterday I was doing for the podcast, is that, look, this is for people in different vantage points, but have the principle and the values at their heart and soul. Maybe they're doing CloseForChiro. Maybe they're doing lifetime wellness practice. Maybe they're doing network. Maybe they're doing BGI. Maybe they're doing upper cervical. But, at the foundation of that, we know that we love certain values and principles, and we can come together under one tent and help uplift us all together, right? Mm-hmm. We don't have to throw rocks at each other. We don't have to say, hey, you do that technique and you're not. We can be together and say, look, there's a bigger world that we want to impact, and that community and connection of chiropractors come together. Like chiropractors, I feel, thrive in community. When they're just in their office and they don't get out of those four walls, it doesn't help them grow. They need to get that. So now, that being said, I think I'm catching from you that alignment in your practice of your values and your business is important.
100%. I think Jen Temple said contradiction leads to destruction, right? I remember hearing that in 8th quarter in life. Yeah, that's one of the truest statements. Yeah, that's a contradiction. That's a huge contradiction. Absolutely.
Yeah. So what are some things? How can chiropractors do that better? What's some ways that they can do that better, or that you guys help them do that in CloseForChiro?
Well, first up, and then now let's get granular. We can do that now because I'd like to start higher level thinking. I guess philosophically,
you
right?
From here, and then you go,
and then we can kind of distill it down. So the first thing is at first point of contact, okay, and we take this for granted. When a patient first presents, right, in your office, the overarching theme there isn't trying to show how great you are or how unique you are or your beautiful office or your fancy equipment or your very nice CA. Like, okay, only you like those things, right? You value those things, right? Okay. The only thing that the patient values in that particular moment in time is, I have a problem, and is this person going to be able to help me with my problem? It's very lizard brain thinking, right? It's not
Right.
high level. It's very, and let's be frank, I'm not making fun of our marketplace or our patients. Like, we're the same way, right? We have problems, right? Danny, you run an enterprise. You get problems every friggin' day, right? All right. Part of our job is to just fight fires, right? So it's very, very, very lizard brain. So knowing that, how should the conversation go? For the first 8 minutes of first contact with anyone in your office should be only focused on, what's the problem? Tell me more about the problem. Can you clarify what that is? So, for example, let's just use a traditional, someone with headaches or whatever. Tell me about, where does it go? Where does it start? Where does it end up? Scale of 1 to 10. Even though clinically you may already have figured this out. Yes, you figured it out. But what's more important is allowing your patients to express exactly what the problem is. Now, I know everyone's listening to this, but yeah, duh, no problem. But you'd be surprised. You would be surprised. Even the best of the best, they think they're doing a great job. We'll find so many minds that they are stepping on to make it all about them again, right? All about them, as opposed to all about the patients, right? So, first 6 minutes should be carefully skilled questions that are philosophically aligned with the fact that the patient in front of you is the most important thing. Don't we say that all the time? We say, oh, the patient's the most important thing. It's all about them. It's all about them. Danny, I'm just going to say it. Those are all fucking platitudes. I don't think people actually do that. I'm sorry. I don't think they do that. It sounds good to say, I love my patients. I love my patients. Well, do you? Then why in the world are you giving them a 33-minute tour of your office before even talking to them and getting their name? Let me ask you that. Okay? If that's so true, why do you put them in a little room with the VCR and show them an 18-minute video on the power of chiropractic before they even have the chance to express what the hell their problem is? Why do we do that? Does that really show people that they're really into their patients, that their patients are the most important thing? No, it doesn't. Contradictions. It's a misalignment, right, of values.
We call it giving them the mic. You got to give the
There
practice member the mic, right?
Love it. Yep.
And chiropractors tend to they want to have the mic and talk,
Yes.
everything about, Harvey Lillard, before they
Yeah.
get the...
I mean, it's a great story. It's a really good story.
I love it.
Well, on my Aha, I'm going to be going a little deeper on why we do that, right?
Deeper than Harvey Lillard, or
no, you can't go deeper than Harvey Lillard, but deeper on why we take the mic, as you would say,
okay.
right?
Okay.
Why it's so difficult to give the mic to someone else, and there's a very specific underlying reason that we do that, and this is this things that we work with on our clients, and I can't wait to share that on stage in September.
I got to tell you, I am so thrilled for you to be there. I mean, I know you say, you say no to the majority, if not all, events. And I was a little bit nervous to ask Daniel Bai, but hey, New York City kid, there you go.
We gotta stick together, man. We gotta stick together.
Absolutely. Well, absolutely don't let the 13 scare you. All right. Bring your aces. It's going to be a Vegas theme. Okay.
Got my aces.
And
I got my poker chips. Let me see if I can shuffle these. Oh yeah, that's right.
Actually, I got to tell you, I tell people all the time, they don't all listen to me. I think everybody should just listen to me, but not everybody listens to me. I say when you go to Mile High, it's beautiful. Colorado's beautiful. Don't just go to the hotel. Go up into the mountains for a day or something like that. Here's the thing that people should do. Go to Blackhawk Central City. It's a gambling town. It's the only place Colorado that you can gamble, and it's an old west. It literally is an old school mining town. So go, cool. Yeah, and it's like 45 minutes. Go there, yeah. And with the theme, go and put on all your best casino gear and go up there, and then show up at Mile High. Right?
I'll go in my old mining outfit. I have a feeling. I just have a feeling I may not fit in, but I'll try.
It's really it's an awesome place to go. It's a fun place. So I tell people do that or go into the mountains because late September, all the leaves change and this is the best time to go. And it's part of why we do that at that time. It's a beautiful place to be. So make sure to get some extra time. You bring your team to Mile High and take them up into the mountain. Get them to see scenery. They'll love that you put the value and energy into your team. last thing I'll ask you, how important is your team in chiropractic? Because I find people like hire down. When they hire people, they hire like, I just need someone who can answer the phone, and that's it.
Right.
Like, is how important is your team in growing your practice?
It's everything, and not just your team in the business, but also your family is a team too, right? I mean, it's all team. So I'm a big subscriber of EOS, which is the book based on the book Traction, and this is a concept called right people, right person, right seat, right? And so that is a concept that I try to do. And you know what? It's another conversation, but you know, if we're building our practices, that's one thing, but building your enterprise is a completely different other thing, right? So getting your people aligned with your core values, which is your philosophy, is incredible. And the only way they're going to follow you is if you're consistent with it.
Mm-hmm.
Consistency over time. One of the things that the marketplace and your staff and your team have realized is that they've experienced too many one and dones, one hit wonders, right? And so, we might not say that, but I'll just say it for the rest of the people out there. Is that's concerning, that scares you, right? So that's why we don't trust so givingly in today's time than we did, like, let's say 10 years ago, because they're so inconsistent. So if you want to lead a team, you guys got to be as consistent as you possibly can. Repeat, especially about your core values.
Right, and they feel safe, and they feel supported, and they feel like they want to support you. So
right.
Yeah, which is what you need. Your staff is your support system.
Right, and if docs are watching this, you're coming solo, like that would be a mistake. This is the type of event you want to bring your staff, right? Because this is applicable to even people in the general public, right? So this is applicable. So if you're watching this and you're like, oh, I want to go, but I'm going to go with myself. No, like bring your staff, make it an event, plan it out. It should be SOP.
I'll tell you this. There's something about CloseForChiro here, all right? And I have a motto, which is always bring your team, never miss a module. Never miss a module, always bring your team. When our office grew the most, and I struggled for a lot of times because I did a lot of the things that we're talking about here as mistakes, okay? And I committed to a particular mentoring program. This is, back in 2000, all right, so or something like that. And I committed to this mentoring program because we were struggling and I was in so much struggle. And this particular mentor said, 5 modules a year, bring your team, right? And it was me, my wife, 2 kids, and 3 team members. And I committed, I'm bringing think of the flights, all those people, I'm bringing them to the 5 modules a year. Right? Because I wanted them on board. And I was like, that hurt. I was like, man, how could I do that? But I did it. Like, so when you go to CloseForChiro, bring your team.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you go to Mile High, if your team, and that was what, like those couple of years doing, like launched everything for our impact and success in our office because everybody is on board. If you think bring your team to CloseForChiro, like, if one more person, 2 more people start care because the person learns something, communicates something better, gets the principle differently, it's all worth it because chiropractors get cheap. They get cheap, and they like, you know it, right? Right? They do. Like, oh, I don't want to pay a person $1 an hour more, right? Why would I do that? I'm like, because you're getting what you pay for. So like, bring your team. When you go to Dan's programs, bring their team when you go to Mile High. That few $100s for a flight and hotel, it will come back to you in the person's passion that you care for them. It's like a no-brainer. It's like, that is my success rule for offices is, never miss a module. Whatever it is you're involved with, don't miss things and and bring your team always. So in Mile High is just as applicable, and I'm sure you see that in your people that you work with. I'm sure the ones that bring their team do better.
100%.
Right.
I mean, it's like that's the first piece of evidence that I see. Oh, this is a big time guy, and this is a small time guy.
Right.
Big thinker versus small thinker. Right. I mean, if we're going to revolutionize this profession, at least in our lifetime, Danny, we're going to have to get a lot more big thinkers in our profession. Right.
Right. 1,000%. Well, I super appreciate you taking the time to be on this because I know you're a busy guy. And I also appreciate you taking the time to be at Mile High. I am so thrilled that you decided to put your time towards that. It means the world to me. And I look forward to seeing you higher ground, and definitely bring your chips.
Awesome, and I'll bring my ladies too. I'll bring my
There you
ladies.
go.
Ladies. Although
Awesome.
I do have something to. I think the queens should outrank the kings, in my opinion.
There you go.
I'm surprised that hasn't gone through Instagram as a.
Well, there may be a screenshot from this that gets used.
Probably. We'll go viral, Danny.
All right, awesome. Look
right.
forward to seeing you, my friend.
Thank you, my friend. Great time. See you later.
Are you struggling with a website that doesn't reflect the heart of your chiropractic practice? Well, here at Cherrypicked Webco, we craft stunning, high-converting websites exclusively for chiropractors so that you can attract more of your dream patients. Show up professionally online and finally feel proud to share your site. From strategy to launch, we handle it all, so you can focus on changing lives. Let us make your website your #1 marketing asset. Visit cherrypickedwebco.com to book your free audit today.
Everybody joining us live, I am so happy that you're here. We have a genuine treat, a moment of clarity. We have such a gift today on this call, on this interview. Dr. Jodi Dinnerman, brand ambassador, owner of Staffless Practice, and as well as your own practice. I understand that's called Light Source, which I love the name of, by the way. And hailing from New Jersey, we have Dr. Jodi Dinnerman. Yeah.
I'm hailing from New Jersey. Ah!
That's where you are right now, right?
Yeah, I'm in Jersey.
Okay, wonderful. Well, I guess what would be, I feel like you're almost like a master of shifting people's mindsets. And so I just wanted to ask you, what mindset shift changed your practice forever?
Yeah, I love it. So first of all, thank you so much for having me here. And I love what you guys are doing. I think that you're ambassadors for the chiropractic profession, where you show us you have an idea and you run with it. Watch, right? Watch us go. And I love everything that you do. So thank you. Practice just got really difficult for me, and I didn't know how to run a team or manage staff, and my back was pushed up against the wall, and that's usually where really great change stems from, right? So I decided, for many reasons, that I was going to figure out how to get really good at running a busy practice without staff, and pull together all of the efficient solutions possible. And I got really good at it. This is before the pandemic, and I was very vocal about my process. And when the pandemic hit, my phone started ringing because people were losing their staff left and right. And that's when I would say to my friends, you know what, I wrote it down. Let me just send you a copy of it. And that was the birth of this book, Staffless, which has been a top seller since it's hit Amazon, which I think is really cool. And then all of the things happen, like all of the opportunity. You have an idea. I gave birth to an idea, and all of these different channels of that idea coming to life happen. Really a magical process.
Wow. And how many people do you help? Because and correct me if I'm wrong, but people come across Staffless Practice and they sign up to receive help in the way that you helped yourself.
Oh yeah, thousands. So
Wow.
we have a software platform now. It's called the Practice Suite, and we're at about 100 doctors using the Practice Suite, which is an all-in-one client communication platform. The idea is, like, just give me one password and one place and one button. Right?
Wow.
I don't want to have phone calls anymore. If I want to go to my chiropractor, I'm not going to call him. I'm going to text him. And I'm going to say, hey, Wayne, can I come on Tuesday at 4? I'm not going to pick up the phone unless I want to see how his world is. But I want to text him. I want to tell Siri to text Wayne to get me in on Tuesday at 4. That's what other people want from their chiropractor. And I wanted a way to do that was beautiful and compliant and easy. And I needed this for my practice, Patrick. I wasn't building this for any of our clients. I was building it for me because I had all these windows and passwords. And along the way, we build a Facebook community that serves thousands of doctors of all trades, not just chiropractors.
Wow.
We have coaching programs and books and seminars, and now we have the practice suite, which is ridiculous. It's awesome.
Wow. And from what I understand, Staffless Practice is going to be at, like, there will be an exhibitor booth at Mile High this year.
Yeah, we're going to be doing demos and book signings, and you can use the promo code Staffless to get your discount at your Mile High on your Mile High ticket. You guys, seriously, if you're not registered for Mile High, something's missing. Like, if there's something else happening this weekend, do this, please. This is where we come together and we learn from each other and we laugh our asses off and we get ideas and we cry together, we hug together, we laugh together, we brainstorm. This is where the vibe of chiropractic, it's so high in that room. I mean, it truly is a Mile High. It's really, I remember the first time being at Mile High and just saying, wow, they did it. They really did it. And I can't wait to have a booth there this year.
How many Mile Highs have you been to?
I've only been to one.
Whoa, was it last year then?
No, it was 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Okay, time flies. I was like, I just met you at Mile High.
2 years ago. Last year I couldn't come. And this year I'm speaking at Mile High, which is like, I can't wait. I'm a little nervous. I'm not going to lie. I'm just going to get up there and share my heart with you guys. I don't know what else to do.
Yeah, actually, that was going to be one of my questions would be like, what could somebody watching this, what's like one thing that I might expect to hear from you on stage?
I just hit 25 years in practice, and there are a few things I know for sure, like with that beyond the measure of a doubt. I'm going to go over those few things. And a picture says 1,000 words. So I'm going to bring a few pictures that will really resonate with, if you're in practice or you run a practice or you're a lover of a practice, you'll get where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
That's my share.
But 25 years in practice, but you're not a day older than 25.
Oh, go on.
Seriously. Come on. I mean, maybe.
I take peptides. No,
it's chiropractic. It keeps you young.
It's chiropractic and CrossFit, my brother.
Oh, that's what's up.
Honestly, I'm really loving what I'm doing. And I think that I wake up excited to sit and create. I mean, I always love being a chiropractor. I'll always love adjusting people. But what I'm doing with Staffless, I'm inspired. I'm in flow. I have not looked back since I wrote the book and started. Every day I sit here and I create, and I have a huge team now, which is really ironic. I'm really enjoying what I'm doing. Yeah, I have a team of when somebody hires us, they're hiring 15 people who are experts at what they do. So there's a lot to it. It's kind of like how I would imagine you guys showing up to your office, like you're just psyched. You can't wait to get at it. That's how I feel every day now. And I think it keeps me young. I'm loving life. I'm loving what I'm doing.
I love that. I'm wondering if what you just shared has anything to do with the name of your practice.
Light Source?
Yes.
I named it so long ago. I think I named it in school. Where else is it coming from? It's coming from light, right? So I just wanted to name it. Like, I'm going to name it because it's coming from light. It's the light source. And it's just what my practice is. People are always like, what did you just do? Whatever you did, what just happened? And I'm like, I don't know. It's the light source. It's from light. And it's what we do is maybe we understand 3% of it, if that. It's amazing what we do. It's magic. And I say I'm talking about no matter your approach, as long as your intention when your hands are on somebody's body, serving chiropractic is for their highest good, for their innate expression to shine through. If that's where your mind is, that's of light, right? And I still don't, the longer I do it, the less I understand. I used to really think I knew what I was doing. I really, Patrick, I don't know, man. It's what we do is magic. It's incredible. And sure, there's science and measurable outcomes and all that stuff. I like to dabble in the magic.
Yes.
Yes. My hands even got wrinkled. Like they bend funny because of
I know
all
I kind of got those like goosebumpy things after that one. So, question for you. So there's gonna come a moment where it's like Dr. Jodi Dinnerman, mic drop, right? And what would you say you would like people, like, even one takeaway or one feeling for somebody to have after they hear you speak?
I love that. Um, find a way to love what you're doing or change what you're doing.
Hmm.
That's it. This should
I
be
love
fun.
that.
If it's not fun, you got to pivot. Please,
Yeah.
guys, because you are going to blink and your kids are going to be moving out and you're going to have a head full of grays, right? This happened. I didn't like what, right? And it went like that. I always say this when I'm talking to a mile high person. Rochelle and I went through school with Danny and Rochelle and I used to go for walks at like 5 in the morning before class. We lived across the street from each other. And we would talk about like one day my practice and all of these things. And I honestly feel like that was a couple of years ago, and it was 30 years ago. It
Wow.
goes so fast, especially if you're having fun. If you're not having fun, figure out what you need to do differently.
Mm, love that.
Yeah.
I have one serious question. I feel like, especially right now, maybe especially right now, a lot of uncertainty can come up in our profession. And so, what would be one thing that you would say to some, because I feel like already serve so many people who have uncertainty.
Yeah.
Uh, what would you say to somebody who's uncertain about what they're doing?
That's good. It means you have humility and own it. Own your uncertainty and celebrate it. And know that the less you know, the more you know. And um, take your glasses off and put the glasses on from a child's perspective. Nothing's certain with a kid. Everything's new and an adventure. You know, if we can come at all of it with that, I'm always like, I don't know what the hell is going on. And I'm always asking questions. I'm always learning more. And I would say celebrate the uncertainty because that's where the learning happens. When you think you know everything, you're so lost. There's so
Yeah.
much to know. Especially now, like you can just put a prompt in or ask Siri or whatever it is and find out anything in a second, right? And the more we lean on that, the less I feel like the less we know for sure. It's all like it becomes noise.
Yeah.
So what do you know for sure? What do you know that you know that you know? I know that love always wins. I'm sure of it. I know that God is bigger than me. I'm
Mm,
positive of that. I know that my life is better with chiropractic in it than without chiropractic in it. I'm positive about that. Um,
mm.
I know that when people show me who they are, I can believe it. When they show me who they are, not when they tell me about it, when they show me, I can believe it, I can trust it. Those are the things that I pretty much know for sure. And I know that chocolate is boss. I know that chocolate is a vitamin.
I don't think you're gonna get a whole lot of arguments
Things I
there.
know for sure. I need a shirt, Patrick, the things I know for sure.
Uh, well, I'm going to be at Mile High. You're going to be at Mile High. Can you kind of speak to either the first time that you registered for Mile High or the person who's listening out there
Yeah.
and this is like, oh, I'm thinking of going. I might want to register. What advice would you give to them?
Um, I think that the reason that people don't register, we're always thinking about time, energy, money, right? Those are the things that we're trying to protect and honor. And I can say There are a couple of experiences in chiropractic that happen on a yearly or a quarterly basis, and Mile High is one of them that it's worth every penny, it's worth every minute. It's worth it's worth the flight, it's worth the car rental, it's worth the hotel and the lack of sleep. It's worth it when you get there and you start getting the hugs and you start hearing the speakers and you see what we're capable of. Like, we are capable of quality rock star experiences, and this is what Mile High is. I'm proud to be a part of it. So that's it. I would just say, just click the button and do it.
Oh,
Right?
love that.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, honestly, I don't know if I could have said it any better than you already did. For all of that and more, look for riseuptomilehigh.com. Just register below. There's going to be a link. And Dr. Jodi has a special gift for all of you. It's going to be a registration, $100 off registration code. And I was told it was code Dinnerman. You said it was code.
I think it's Staffless. I hope it's Staffless because that's what I've been saying on my lives.
You might have two you might have two registration codes. We're gonna say registration code Staffless. So to register for Mile High, go to riseuptomilehigh.com, and for $100 off your registration, use registration code Staffless and you'll get an exclusive $100 off of your registration fee.
I'll see you there.
We'll see you there, and we'll be having chocolate.
I'll bring you some chocolate. I think
I'll bring you some chocolate too.
Okay, you bring me your favorite. I'll bring you mine.
That sounds like a deal. Thank you.
Are you struggling with a website that doesn't reflect the heart of your chiropractic practice? Well, here at Cherry Picked Webco, we craft stunning, high-converting websites exclusively for chiropractors so that you can attract more of your dream patients. Show up professionally online and finally feel proud to share your site. From strategy to launch, we handle it all, so you can focus on changing lives. Let us make your website your #1 marketing asset. Visit cherrypickedwebco.com to book your free audit today.
Hey everybody, I am here with Dr. Ian Shtulman. He looks like he's someplace quite warm, maybe in Florida. I know he just got back from Iceland. And I'm super excited. We are gearing up for Mile High 13 coming up this September, the 25th through the 28th in Denver, Colorado. Dr. Ian's been on the platform many times. Like, if you had the opportunity to see him last year, it was just awesome. He is super passionate about prenatal and pregnancy care. He's an instructor for the ICPA. I'm really excited to just chat with him for a few minutes today and hear a little bit about what he's been up to and what he's going to be sharing from the stage at Mile High this year.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. All right. So, I mean, we'll talk a little bit about Mile High, but just kind of to start out with, like, there's so much been going on, and it's been a year since you and I have caught up, probably, outside of, maybe having a beer in the parking lot at Winter Park skiing. Yeah. But, if there's anything that's been going on, like any mindset shifts, anything that's shifted in your practice since the last time you were on stage at Mile High, what's going on in your life?
Yeah. So we did, we moved into our office space about 14 years ago when we opened practice, and it's needed a little bit of a refresh, right? I think, as chiropractors, when we find something that's successful, we kind of just ride it out and we get comfortable, and sometimes we forget about investing in ourselves. And, not to make a perfect segue, but in the same way that I invested in a refresh of my practice, chiropractors need to invest in a refresh of their philosophy, their passion, their excitement, which is why they go to Mile High.
Totally. Yeah. Okay. That's it. We could just end it right there.
We're all done.
I know.
That's it.
Good talk. No, but all seriousness, that's so cool. Good for you for, doing that refresh. I'm sure it brings joy to you to walk into an office that is updated and like a place that you enjoy coming to work every day. I feel the same way. I just moved into a new office as well. But then from your practice members and your patients' perspective, how cool is it for them to be along on that journey with you and to watch you grow and flourish and to have the space that you hold and care for them in just look all shiny and new? That's super cool.
Yeah,
So
and I think the focus isn't just about making something shiny and new, although it's nice to have things that are shiny and new. It's also
yes,
about, you live in a space for 14 years and you realize what you would have done differently had you known better. So how do you set it up to better serve the way that your practice flows? How do you set it up to better serve the experience for your patients, the the flow of your daily practice, and that I think was the main motivation behind it. And it was looking a little dated. It needed a little bit of a facelift. So
that's awesome.
altogether good.
Yeah. What would you say would be like the one thing that maybe your team or your clients are the most excited about when they come into your refreshed office?
I think it's got a different energy.
Yeah.
Listen, you do something fresh, you get a new fresh haircut, new fresh hair, style. All of a sudden, you feel like a different person. Your energy is different, and I think when people walk into the office since we've done that renovation, people feel a little bit like, oh, this is really nice. And it doesn't have to be a complete gut job, right? I'm sure
Oh,
every
yeah.
single chiropractor who watches this can think of one thing in their office that they tolerate but don't love. Can think of one thing that their patients tolerate but don't know could be better. So this is the call to try to do that. Take the time and make it something that fits for your practice and improve the experience for your patients, and you'll see that positive energy will return to you as well. So I think it's worthwhile.
Yeah, I love that. Those looking for those things that we just live with a level of tolerance for, but we aren't super excited about, and just changing those one little step at a time. I really do love that. That's great.
Yeah.
So bringing it back to Mile High. I know you've been on stage before. I loved your talk last year. I think we have that picture. We think we selfied with you holding your mic. What is new and exciting for you that you're going to be sharing on stage this year? Is there anything that you're going to be sharing that you've maybe never talked about before?
Well, yeah, I'm actually really excited. So this year I get the pleasure of doing a breakout session.
Yeah.
And I'm doing a breakout session with two other speakers that are on the main stage. So Dr. Justin Ohm, who's I don't know if his official position is executive director, but he's basically in charge of the ICPA.
Yeah.
And he is phenomenal. Just such a steady captain, among the last 5-6 years of turbulent waters, in the world around us. And it's really been pretty amazing. And so I'm excited because this is the first time I get to share a stage with him.
That's awesome.
Then we have Dr. Jen Santos, who's also speaking for Mile High. And my good friend from chiropractic school, Dr. Shannon Good, who is joining out for her first Mile High. So
awesome.
I get to be on a panel with those three other amazing docs, and we get to talk all about pregnancy and pediatrics and running a practice and doing all that stuff. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and I love that each time I come out for Mile High, it's a little bit different, right? Whether it's a breakout session or whether it's a panel or whether it's I did a 20-minute talk, I did a 50-minute talk. It's always a blast, and I love getting to connect with the Mile High community.
Yeah, me too. That's one of my favorite things. I always have said that there is really something for everybody at Mile High. I think it's really cool that you're bringing your passion and your expertise alongside of these other folks in the breakout session, because I think that adds a synergy and you kind of feed off of each other's experiences.
Yeah.
And I think people get a lot out of that. I'm excited for the breakout sessions this year too. And, kind of what you said, like, what do you think makes Mile High different from other chiropractic events? There's a ton of other amazing chiro events out there that I'm sure we all attend. What's different about Mile High for you?
So I love that Mile High is in Colorado, not only because I love Colorado clearly, but it's in a location that I think attracts people from all around the country, right? There are people from from California, there are people from the Northeast, from the Southeast, all over the world even. But it brings people together that otherwise wouldn't get together, right? You tend to have chiropractic seminars that are often regionally, kind of correlated, right? You have this connection to the people in this sort of region, right? You got like the DE, you got the New Beginnings, you got the Chiro Fest, you got like all, and Mile High is just like a place where it's super easy and convenient for everybody together. And so I get to see people that I normally don't get to see.
Yeah.
But on top of that, as much as like we love a party and we love getting to hang out, there's always such amazing content. There's a combination of short, inspirational talks, longer, educational CE talks, breakout sessions, so you can kind of tailor your experience, and then the hallway conversations that really make Mile High such a special event.
Yeah, I totally agree. I always love all the content in the room, but then I think a lot of the magic also does happen sometimes outside the conference room in those conversations that we have in the gaps in between speakers and over lunch breaks and all that stuff. So that's really cool. What would you say to somebody who's never been to Mile High? Like, I mean, I know Colorado is a big selling point too, but
yeah. I mean, listen, I went, gosh, it was probably like 8 or 9 years before I attended my first Mile High. And I just remember being in a place, it was like right around, COVID, and we're just sitting there like, what's going on in the world? Like there's this sense, chiropractors practice in a little bit of an island mostly, right? We're by ourselves. We love our patients, we love our community, but sometimes it feels like we're fighting a constant uphill battle. And getting together with people who are doing the same thing, fighting the same fight, passionate about the same things, it's incredibly uplifting. And getting together on a regular basis, like a once a year type of thing, is something to look forward to. It's something to reinvigorate you. It's something that you can connect with old friends, new friends. And I think we need that because of the nature of private practice, and whether you're a solo doc or you work with a couple of other docs in the same practice, it helps to get out and spend time with our own, right? And get to connect and build those relationships. And it sends you back to your practice with a passion and energy that you otherwise don't get by just taking a weekend off.
Yeah, for sure. I feel that deeply. Like, you graduate and you're just chomping at the bit. You're ready to serve people and love on people and get your practice going. And then, at least for me, I feel like I sort of went underground for a long time because you just got to put your head down and work and get it done. And it's been, I agree with you totally, like over these last few years, coming out of the shell a little bit and getting plugged in. It's so important just for our own spirit and our own soul to be fed in that way and make those connections, like you said. But then it's important for our profession too. Like there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes in our profession right now, and it's really important that we gather and band together to make sure that chiropractic persists in a positive way. So
and I don't think people realize that like the Mile High team puts in a lot of effort and time into protecting chiropractic on a political level as well.
Oh, yeah.
Right. We often think about like these as events, but they're not. They are like full-time commitments to protecting chiropractic and the ability for chiropractic to serve the entire profession and our communities, right? Make sure that chiropractic is accessible. Right. During COVID, I know that was something that the Mile High docs in Colorado were fighting with the government to make sure that we had the right to continue practicing. And you don't often see events like this where such an emphasis is on protecting the profession on a political level. So it's such an important thing that I think too often goes understated.
For sure. Awesome. This is getting me all fired up. I can't wait to be together with you and with everybody. And really that's it. I think we sort of hit all of it. Like the philosophy, of course, that's really the roots of what we do, the science behind what we do. And there's so much to that. And then the art of what we do. And you can find a little bit of each of those things at Mile High. And so I'm super excited. I'm excited for your talk. Bringing the fire to Mile High 13. I know everybody says like 13 is the unlucky number, but I love our theme this year for Oceans 13. So it's going to be a ton of fun. If you haven't registered, we are going to put the link to register in the comments. But Mile High is going to be in our backyard, my backyard in Denver, Colorado. I feel like it should be your backyard too. You're out here often enough.
It's kind of. I've got a Colorado license. It's just on inactive status. In case one day I move out there, we'll see.
Just in case, I could see
that
maybe in the future, maybe. But tag a doc who needs to hear this. Comment Mile High if you want more details. You can DM us. And yeah, we're just really excited to gather together in Denver, September 25th through the 28th. Come early, enjoy the Colorado fall. It's spectacular out here, or stay late after your trip. There's so much to do. Dr. Ian's been out here a million times. I'm a local here, so if you want advice on, how to extend your trip before or after Mile High, we'd be super happy to share that with you guys too. But any last words for everyone that's watching?
No, if you haven't been, join. If you have been, I don't have to say it. You want to return. Let's have fun. Let's put chiropractic at the forefront of what we do, and this event does just that. And I promise you're not going to be disappointed.
Love it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for these, 10, 15 minutes. And I am really excited to hang out with you and everybody else at Mile High this September.
I'll see you then.
All right. See you soon.